Your brain is lying to you right now. Everything you see, the floor, walls, and windows, even that corner up there, it's all just flat vinyl. In this case, digital print films from General Formulations. Again, what you see is actually 100% flat, and your brain cannot accept that. Now, we here at the Rapid Institute spent the last few days printing these optical illusions on wall and floor materials from General Formulations, then of course installing them throughout our center here in Germany. And that floor, well, it looks like it's actually going to swallow you, and the windows move when you're not looking directly at it. And that wall painting, whose eyes follow you all the time, that famous Mona Lisa trick, and that corner, a floating cube that tracks your movement around the room. So with that, what I want to do right now is share with you the inception of this project, and then we'll dive deeper in terms of the install. A few weeks ago, our social media team here at the Rapid Institute came across a product called Impossible Corners by a company called Wonder Machines. And the video that they made went super viral, and for very good reason. What it is 3 printed panels that go into the corner of a room where 2 walls and a ceiling meet. And they create the illusion very effectively of a floating 3-dimensional cube right there in the corner. And the cube rotates and follows you around as you walk around the room, especially if you're looking at it through your phone. Really cool. And the reason this works is actually kind of mind-bending when you really understand it. Your brain actually never directly sees the world. What your eyes actually receive is flat 2-dimensional signals, just light hitting your retinas. And so from that flat input, your brain constructs a 3D dimensional reality in real time. Every corner, every shadow, every edge. And your brain is actually making a prediction, running a model, building a world. And the Impossible Corner prints speak directly to that process. What they do is feed your brain exactly the right visual cues. Perspective lines, shading, geometry, and your brain goes, well, there's a cube there, right? Except it isn't really there. It's just flat prints on those 2 walls and ceiling. Wow. So based on this viral video, our team here at the Rapid Institute got to thinking, and we came up with the idea for this cool project that we're showing you in this video. So we first reached out to General Formulations, and what they do is they make professional grade PVC digital print films for both walls and floors. And instead of just doing the corner thing like I just talked about, we went further on this illusion path. We researched and designed a variety of different illusions, then printed the designs on a variety of General Formulation materials. Different illusions, different surfaces, different films for each one. Let's start out by talking about what we're working with in terms of material. General Formulations sent us 5 products, and each one is going to be sticking on a different surface as well as have a different look and perform in a certain way. So let me walk you through them one by one. First, GF226 Wall Mark. This is General Formulations' core wall material film, which is 6 mil thick and designed for smooth painted interior walls. And note that the GF226 is going to be going on the main feature wall as well as that Impossible Corner. The G227 Wall Mark Light is also a wall film, but thinner at 3.4 mil thick, and it works really well on glass. That's not a minor detail. We've got a glass partition wall in the room, and that's what is going on for this illusion install. Now we move on to 229 HTR Wall Mark Canvas, and I really love this style of wall film because most wall films are smooth, but this one has a physical canvas grade. So when you print a design that looks like a painting, Mona Lisa, it doesn't read like a print, it reads like a painted canvas. That grain catches the light in a way that actual canvas does. And so keep in mind, as I said, we printed the Mona Lisa on that, but we also mixed that same install with GF229, which is rated for glass tile and printed metal. It's more versatile than it looks. Next up is GF212 Traffic Graphic, and this is General Formulations' top floor film at 3.4 mil thick. And the adhesive is specifically engineered to bond to sealed and textured floors, plus, and this is really cool, commercial carpet, which is generally, very difficult to wrap normally because it pulls the carpet off or doesn't hold very well. But this one not only holds well, but it comes off cleanly, no residue. Very nice. That being said, the floor illusion is going to be printed on that GF12, and it needs a lamination, and that is GF211. It's a clear laminate that goes on top, and what this laminate does is protects the print from getting scratched, of course, and keep in mind that it's UL approved. This means that it's slip resistant, so if you're walking on that floor, there's no chance of slipping, and of course you get that print under it that looks awesome. So a good combination of print and lamination. So that's the material breakdown about General Formulations. Now let's get to the fun part, and that is wrapping. So we kick things off in the kitchen area with this floor graphic. We went with a design that is deceptively simple. Black and white diamonds. That's it. But the way those diamonds are drawn is what makes your brain short circuit, right? And what this is called is forced perspective. The diamonds are not uniform. They're scaled and distorted so that they compress towards the center of the pattern. Your brain looks at that compression and applies the same rule that it uses to understand every floor, every road, every surface that you ever walk on. Things get smaller as they get further away. So it takes that compression and then translates it as depth. The center of this floor, well, isn't the center. According to your brain, it's the bottom of a hole, right? And that black and white contrast makes the effect even better. Now keep in mind that high contrast is one of the strongest depth cues your visual system responds to. The sharper the edges, the more convincingly your brain renders the geometry as real three-dimensional space. Even knowing exactly how this effect works, I have to tell you, every time I step on this graphic, look down, there's like a half second where I'm, oh, so I know that it's a flat install, but my brain tricks me every time. Cool effect. So with that, let's break down the install. So the way I handle this for the install is the graphic came in 2 separate panels. And instead of installing them one by one, which is very hard to line up the graphics precisely, what I did is I married them on a work table and made one giant panel. Well, this makes the registration pixel to pixel, which is really important on an illusion design. So once I joined the 2 panels on the table, well, I was ready to position the whole thing. So we brought the panel there and I used my body weight to hold in position as I released the liner, which is nice. So as I peeled the liner in sections, I didn't do it all at once. I peeled it, a little bit at a time, squeegee a little bit at a time. Then once I had the liner off both panels, I could pick the panel up and kind of create some glass and go with the flow. So I did the section closest to the cabinets first to lock it in position and tuck it in those tight gaps, and then worked out from there. Really good smooth install, and here's why. The combination of the GF212 adhesive and the textured floor, this allowed me to pick the panel up and make glass or flatten out those wrinkles, then squeegee. So great combination. And then keep in mind, around the wall and stuff like that, I had to trim off a little bit of excess, but not too much. And then to finish strong, what I did is I took a heat gun around the outside edges and the overlap just to make sure it was fully sealed. So in terms of the install itself, that was the flow, and that combination of the GF212, that adhesive, textured floor, and the technique I used made this into a very easy install, and of course, super cool result. Now let's move on to the glass install. This design is a spiral vortex, yellow and purple zigzag waves radiating outward from a single vanishing point right in the center of the door. And I need you to just, well, look at it for a second. Don't just focus on any one spot, just look at the whole thing. And you'll see that it's going to start pulling inward and move. The whole thing is rotating, yet nothing, of course, in the print is moving. It's completely static. And that design and the illusion is working on your brain in a really fun way. With that, now let me break down the install. I cleaned the glass very thoroughly and put what's called triple S on the surface, which is a low-tax solution. And keep in mind, even though triple S makes the install easier, it doesn't affect the long-term hold. Now, I started off on the door, which is the key piece as it links all the other panels. And I used the natural white trim around the panel that was created in the printing process and used that as a tool. Since that white border is straight and symmetrical, I could align it on the door frame, make it even side to side and straight, and boom, got the panel in position and started squeegee. And speaking of starting, I used gecko patches from Yellow Tools to create a temporary hinge. This allows me to use magnets, which makes it much easier. Once I peeled the liner, I created a hinge and just started squeegeeing. Now keep in mind that the GF227 has a flat adhesive, and on glass that can mean bubbles. So I used a combination of our triangle technique here at the Wrap Institute and holding the film just off the glass, plus that triple S to get it on smoothly. Now to work around the handle and the hinges, I made what are called relief cuts. And when done right, it works the film around these areas super fast and eliminates any need to remove them. And then once everything was cut out on the door and finished, I moved up above it and repeated the same process in terms of techniques. Gecko patches and magnets to hold it in place, release the liner, create a permanent hinge with a squeegee. Then once everything was on the main surface area, bubble free, cut everything out using good techniques and a sharp blade. So now I move on to the long side panels, and the only difference with these panels is because the gap between the sections was really, really small, I had to focus more on registration. So I took a little bit more time to make sure everything was pixel to pixel, then made a straightforward install, very easy and straightforward, thanks to the GF227 and all that prep work. So overall, in terms of install, very easy and straightforward, thanks to, again, that combination. That's what we always try to teach on the Wrap Institute, getting the right material, dialing in the right tools, and getting great techniques for install. Now let's move on to the most famous painting, or shall I say wrap, in the world, and that is Mona Lisa. So what you're looking at looks like a frame painting of Mona Lisa on the wall. The frame has a 3D feel to it, and the Mona Lisa looks like a canvas painting. Yet when you go to touch everything, well, it's 100% flat, and that makes it super fun and cool. Now let's get a little technical. The material on the main wall was GF226 wall mark, and we printed dark striped wallpaper design on it and then covered the whole wall. So we had 2 overlaps, and it's very easy to register as everything was vertical. And that by itself, well, it already does something. It makes the wall feel like it belongs in a different room or even a different era. So that's the stage. But this is the part of the wall graphic that I really like a lot. And the Mona Lisa, well, it was printed on GF229 HTR wall mark canvas. And this material is something else. When you look at it, and even feel it, it has that texture. That is the canvas grain embossed directly into the film. It's not not printed on top, it's not a coating, it's physically embossed into the vinyl itself. So when you print a painting on it, in this case Mona Lisa, the light catches the surface in the same way, well, it catches real canvas. And in person, standing in front of it, you genuinely have to like stop and ask yourself, well, is this actually like a real painting? It's really cool. And then there's the adhesive on this material, which is definitely worth talking about because, well, it's actually a little unusual. It's described as high tack and removable, which sounds like a contradiction, yet it grabs aggressively on, let's say, walls, glass, tile, painted metal, but is specifically formulated to come off cleanly for up to a year, which is nice. And keep in mind that if you actually fold it on itself, well, it pulls apart nice and easy and goes back on normal. Wow, really cool. So it sticks good, comes off good, that's the name of the game. So that's the breakdown on the material. Let's talk about the illusion of Mona Lisa specifically. A lot of people know, and maybe if you don't know, her eyes always follow you. And that's not by accident. It's how Leonardo painted her with a forward gaze that creates the illusion of eye contact from every angle. So we didn't design that in, it's just what happens when you put the Mona Lisa on a wall. So as a recap for this one, well, we used two materials on the wall, GF226, GF229, and with that, let's keep on going on this wrap breakdown for these illusion installs and get really 3D. Okay, now this is the one that inspired this whole project that the Wrap Institute and General Formulation created. And this one features GF226. So you can see a cube floating in the corner and your brain is completely convinced of that. And I need to tell you, well, there's of course no cube there. What you're looking at are two printed panels, one on the wall and one on the ceiling. And what this is called is the hollow face illusion. And it's one of the strongest, most hardwired perceptual effects that exist in human vision. Your brain has a rule that applies to every single thing it looks at. In the real world, objects have mass and volume, and they protrude outward. Corners go inward. So your brain has a very strong prior. If something looks like a solid object, well, it probably is one, right? Well, these two flat panels feed your brain every cue that it needs to conclude that there's a solid cube there. The perspective is correct. The shading is correct. The geometry lines line up perfectly across all three surfaces, two walls, and the ceiling all meeting at one point. And your brain takes all that information and says, cube. Floating cube, right there. And the moment your brain decides that it's a convex object instead of a concave corner, the tracking starts. Because if a real solid object were hanging there and you walked left, it would rotate relative to you. So your brain, well, it rotates. It has no other explanation that makes sense to it based on the design. And speaking of the design we went with in this one was a maze pattern. Deep angular grooves all across three faces of the cube. And the reason this works so well is that the maze adds another layer of shadow and depth information on top of the basic cube geometry. So your brain is getting hit with the cube shape from the overall form and those depth cues with every single groove in the maze. So now that you understand it, let's now talk about how we install this. And keep in mind, the installation on this one seems very easy, yet it's a little tricky due to wrapping on the ceiling and in a corner. And you also have to make sure that everything lines up absolutely perfectly. But luckily here at the Wrap Institute, we're top experts at wrapping and problem solving, and here's the flow. So I used the Yellow Tools Bodyguard Evo to cut the liner of the GF226 strategically before the install. This makes it much easier to align the panel exactly in position, especially on the ceiling, and make a permanent hinge. I then released the liner front and back and simply squeegee. That part was straightforward. For the big panel, well, it goes into the corner and has to line up. So I again used the Bodyguard Evo and cut the backing paper off right where the corner is going to line up. So I placed the panel in position, make sure it fit perfectly, and then really tacked it perfectly in the corner, symmetrically top to bottom. Then all I had to do is release the liner, make sure it overlapped perfectly by about 1/8 of an inch in the upper corner, no white has to show, and then squeegee it on. Very easy and straightforward, all thanks to having the right tools and of course, the right material. And of course, I love the final effect. Out of all the designs you see in the video, I think this one actually has the most biggest wow factor, especially when you look at it on your phone. It just really blows your mind. And that's another reason why it went so viral, because it's so fun and realistic. With that, you have now seen a black and white vortex on a floor trying to swallow someone, a glass door and partition that's rotating and pulling inward, a Mona Lisa on a fake wallpaper wall watching your every move, and a floating maze cube in the corner that follows you around the room. Now, all of this was printed on General Formulations digital print film. The GF212 and GF211 were on the floor, and they're slip rated and of course easy to install. The GF227 was on the glass, and that went down super clean, even though the surface energy is super high. And the GF226 and the GF229, well, that was the Mona Lisa. One that went on the flat wall, and then that textured one, which made it look like it was super old, but it wasn't. And the GF226, well, that was that corner one, that cube, that looked absolutely amazing. Sticks good, easy to install. So with that, I really hope that you enjoyed this video on wrapping objects with illusion designs, and that you learned a lot of tips and tricks, of course, on how to install, because That's what we're about on the Wrap Institute. And I want to give a special big thanks to General Formulations for supplying the material and the right ones that we needed. And note, there are links to all 5 materials in the description, so if you're a wrap shop or someone who just wants to do something completely unexpected with a space, well, now you have all the right info and know the right material to use to make something really weird, but of course really fun. So with that, thanks for watching. I'm Justin Pate.